As you all know, the government introduced as a first reading on Monday the employment insurance system bill, which is this thick bill here. And today, this morning, we received from the order paper that this bill has been put up to number 3. After the legal aid debate, we'll go into another debate, then followed by the EIS. Yeah? That means the government is fast-tracking this bill because this bill to them is important. But I think this PC, I want to review to you that there are problems with the bill that we have to question the minister now. Yeah? And I don't mean the minister or the labor minister. This question is going towards the Minister of Finance. Yeah? So I'll just read my press statement and then I'll take some questions. Okay, press statement. Government must fully disclose all its calculations relating to the Employment Insurance System Bill 2017. Today, the government signaled its intentions to push through the Employment Insurance System Bill 2017. This bill will most likely be debated as a second reading early next week. In view of the urgency of the same, I urge the government to immediately and fully disclose all the big data projections and all related actuarial calculations relating to the bill. On the surface, the bill seeks to help provide some insurance benefit to employees who are retrenched or unfairly dismissed. I am in full support of any move to help workers. Yeah, let's just be very, very clear on this issue. But as they say, the devil is in the detail. Based on my calculations, the detail of the bill indicates a severe disconnect between the contributions for the scheme and the expected insurance payout. In every insurance scheme, there is a contribution. And in this particular bill, we're looking at contribution from the employees as well as the employers. Yeah? Workers and the bosses have to contribute towards this bill. What we have to analyze is how much is the actual contribution going to government under SOCSO and how much is expected to be paid out. Okay? So the first question we have to ask, how much is the contribution expected from employees and employers? Under Section 32 of the bill, the minister can choose 3 different schedules of contribution. A low-level contribution, a medium level, or high level. Yeah? For sake of illustration, we will take the medium level. Okay? Now, assuming the average income of workers today, the average worker is earning $2,000 a month, the monthly contribution is $24.60 a month. Yeah? The Malaysian Employers Federation, MEF, reported that there are 6.8 million workers who are covered under this particular scheme. In total, there are 14 million workers, but 6.8 million are covered under this insurance scheme. This means that the annual contribution of all the workers, the 6.8 million workers and the employers, will be $24.60 a month, times 12 months, times 6.8 million workers, which is roughly 2 billion a year. The total contribution is 2 billion a year. What is the expected payout from this insurance? In 2015, MEF reported 44,000 workers were retrenched. Yeah? For 2016 numbers, MEF indicator is much higher than 2015 numbers. So we estimate it's about 50,000 last year. This year, of course, is only mid-year. We don't know what the numbers are. Assuming the retrenchment rate is 50,000, and I tell you, 2015 and 2016 were bad economic years where big retrenchment happened. So we're using a high number already as it is. Let's just calculate. Using the same formula of 2,000 pay a month average, you take 2,000, the scheme pays only half the salary. Yeah? That means they only pay 1,000. They don't pay the full 2,000. 1,000 ringgit times 6 months, which is the maximum. I'm already giving the government the benefit of a maximum payout. 6 months times 50,000 retrenchment rate, which is very high. Normally, in an average year, is about 20,000. If I give them the benefit of the doubt, 50,000, the amount comes out to 300 million. It is not 2 billion. People are being asked to pay 2 billion. They only pay out on a really difficult year 300 million. Yeah? So, there is a massive disconnect between the contribution and the payout. When there's a massive disconnect, this must be viewed as a tax. This is essentially a tax. Yeah? So, what is the differential between the payout and the contribution? 6.7 times. I think a much fairer number, and most actuarial scientists will agree with me, is a maximum of 3 times only. Yeah? The contribution cannot be more than 3 times than the expected payout. Okay? So what does this mean? It means that employers and employees, if this bill is ran through next week, are now being forced to pay more than twice of what is actually required. Yeah? In other words, government is forcing the average worker, the 2,000 a month earner, to pay 300 ringgit a year, when in actual fact, they only need them to pay 135 ringgit a year. You know? This is the crazy thing about this bill. If the government don't disclose the numbers properly, and we rush into this and debate it, how? It will end up most workers paying a lot more for insurance than they don't have to pay. And remember, this is not affecting just workers, it affects the employers too, because employers have to contribute half. Yeah? So what we know is this. My recommendation is collect up to 1.1 billion a year. Collect up to 900 million a year. The government should aim to collect 900 million a year because they have to pay out 300 million. In case the economic collapses totally and 150,000 people are out of job next year, they can at least cover for that. Yeah? So when we look at actuarial science, we're looking at a long-term 20-year plan. But this is already a difficult economic time, so this is not even the average. Yeah? My maths, I think, is not far off, even though I'm not an actuarial scientist. Yeah? Asking the people to pay 6.7 times more is crazy. They should be made maximum 3 times. So what this will result is basically the government will collect 1.1 billion more than what they need. What is the government going to use this money for? Will this excess money be invested into more government securities, more government bonds, so that Najib can cover more of this 1MDB debt? That is a fundamental question. Why are you collecting more than necessary? Now, therefore, I think that my calculations reveal there could be actually a hidden agenda, that this altruistic intention to help retrenched workers may in actual fact be an additional tax to both workers and employers. If you suck out 1.1 billion from the workers who are already poor and also from employers who are already suffering business-wise, you are only making it worse for the market because the consumption tax of GST already decimated economic activity. So this is not the way forward. Yeah? As we all know, Najib spectacularly failed to pay the 603 million on technical issues. Okay, I don't know what technical issues. You either have the money or you don't have the money. It is because of this, in the backdrop of this clear message that the government has a clear cash flow problem, that they are rushing this bill. Therefore, we have to be extra careful. Yeah? Now, I just want to say, I urge, as I started, the finance minister to urgently disclose all the actuarial calculations relating to this bill. I also ask all MPs, government, opposition, trade union workers, trade unions themselves, the workers, and the MEF, the employers themselves, to pressure the government to release its calculations. You must release this. We cannot blindly push this bill through without full financial disclosure, because ultimately the contributors who are the workers and also the employers will suffer. Okay? Thank you very much. I'll take questions now if you have any questions. Any need for clarification?
Maybe,
yes.
You know, right now SOCSO is going to administer all
Yes.
this. But it's already, what do you predict? Like right now, even SOCSO, it's very difficult to claim. You go through so much of red tapes. Do you foresee the same happening for this, although it's,
Well, I wouldn't like to bash SOCSO for something in the future. We don't know, right? But we do realize that SOCSO has a lot of problems. So unless they revamp their management system, adding in an additional scheme may complicate SOCSO's performance even further or make it even worse. Yeah? What we want to know is still the fundamental issues of the money. Why are the contributions so much higher than the payout? Yeah? Because this money are not savings, Once you give to the government, it's gone. This is not a life saving of 20 years, then, you get your money back if you never make a claim. Yeah? So this has to be carefully addressed.
So you said if the government collects 900 million at most, and say 150,000 people lose job, it's more than enough to cover. Even
Yeah, just that.
Okay.
Malaysia, we have never lost. The only time we lost a massive amount of jobs was in the 97 crisis when I was a young lawyer. I remember this very well. Yeah? Even then, the payout was only 300 million. 50,000 people lost jobs in the 97 crisis. That's the worst ever. If I'm being if I'm being an actuarial scientist, I will say I don't want to take the risk of too little contribution, right? But the maximum is 3 times lah. You cannot ask people to pay 6.7 times more. 6.7 times more means the entire economy has collapsed, right? So this is not risk management. What the government is doing is they are pushing the bill quickly through without data, without disclosing to us what is the real problem. Sure, we want to help workers, but is this helping workers? Instead of asking the workers to pay 300 a month, they should be asking them to pay 300 a year. They should be asking them to pay only 135 a year. You take another $200 out from their pocket. They are already suffering. Cost of living is high. Wages are low. You still want to tax them? This is nonsensical. Yeah? I really hope my calculations are wrong. I really hope. To be fair to the government. But I don't think it's wrong. Because the data is in the bill. The schedule says how much exactly they have to pay. And if you use the basic numbers calculation that you can see there, I don't think it can run off that by so much, But the government, the minister, he has a whole army of accountants. He has all the data. He should tell us. Don't come on Monday and push the bill through. Tell us today, what is it? Are they not asking too much from the people? Yeah? Okay? Any more questions? Okay, thank you very much. The Malay version will be put up on my Facebook very soon. We're just translating it.
Maybe
Yeah?
can I get a statement?
Oh, yeah, sure.
This one, just the one. I have the other one.